I got something to say. I got something to say. I got something to say. We all got something to say. Speak up, stand up, wake up, get down. Everybody in the world know your feelings. Speak a little more love than it's space. I got something to say. We all got something to say. Speak up, stand up, wake up, get down.
What's up? Oh,
Hey, I just get, yeah.
uh-huh. So listen, welcome to another night with In the Chair with Montee and Mimi. Hey, listen, we have missed y'all. What is going on? What's up? What's up? What's
Yeah,
up? So listen, thank you. Thank you. Mimi trying to gather her thoughts. So
I am.
thank you for your support, your love. Thank
Yes.
you for joining in with us every Wednesday, if not every Wednesday, every other Wednesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for your support on Forward
Thank you for
Thinking Man.
being mad when we don't come on. Because
Yeah,
that's how I
thank you for
really know
being
you know.
mad.
They're like, why y'all what y'all got to do?
Right. And so I want to publicly say thank you to Mimi because
Yes.
Mimi said, y'all remember the last show that we did in person? Mimi said, I'm not tithing to no church, so I'm going to tithe to Forward Thinking Management. And when I tell you that Mimi sent her donation in, and I was just like, yes. I mean, I was
Yes.
just like, Mimi be making money, y'all. I don't know if she sent a whole 10%, but Mimi be making some money.
I did. I
So,
sent the whole 10%
well, thank you, Mimi. I appreciate you.
for that
Um,
day. So I rotate different ones, but yours is you're gonna have another one coming this week. But I ain't worked in a week, so it
I
might
know.
be a
So
little less. It's all right though.
listen,
But I'm when I say when I give my word, I'm a woman of my word.
and I appreciate that. And my organization, Forward Thinking, appreciates you. Listen, I need everybody to join in with Mimi and support this organization, support the
Yes.
cause. Awkwardly Real, we see you. Linda Carter, we see you. What's up? What's up? What's up? So, Mimi, girl, how's your week? We ain't gonna even go there yet. How is your week, girl?
My week has been really challenging. Well, if I were to look at it, it was I've had a challenging week, but then I went to my optimistic side because I am an optimist. I know it don't seem like it, but I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, maybe the Lord done gave me a few days of rest without having to use no points and no leave from work.
Listen,
So,
uh, Awkwardly Real said, Mimi, you glowing, girl. You glowing.
oh,
Look at her. Look at I can't stand this one right here. She just so listen. So, I haven't had a chance. You and I have not had a chance. Can I tell y'all that Mimi and I, let me use proper English.
yeah.
Mimi and I went to dinner.
Yes, we did.
And so we went to a place called Fogo de Chao. We invited anybody that wanted to come. Of course, none of y'all showed up, but that's fine because it was a
It's all
packed house
right.
anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
I say that we think a lot alike. So it was cold that night, right? It was really, really, really cold. And so when I walked in, who do I see standing in her mink coat? Me. I said, yes, you better serve them. And I had a mink too. And so we put them on.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, so we think a lot alike. And
We
she's
do.
always saying how much we think alike and how we act alike. She often says that she's the female version of me. The-
Uh-huh. And I said he the male version of me because I've often said this is when I say this was I've been saying this for like 20 plus years. I said if I was a man, I would be a flaming homosexual. I already knew it. I'm not saying that you are. I said that's what I would be. And so
Love it.
yeah.
Listen, I love it. And so we were at dinner, and Leslie went with us, and of course, my blessed
Yeah.
husband was there with us. And so we were eating. And so this was Mimi's first time. So this is my favorite restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. And so they kept bringing us food. And so, like, if anybody's gone to Fogo de Chao, you know that they keep bringing meat around. As long as
Yeah.
your card is on green, they're gonna keep bringing it to you. Keep bringing it to you. And so we had made
Delicious, succulent, juicy meats.
we had made a decision that we were going to be on green, the whole table. So we're all on green. And Leslie was saying, I don't want all that meat. But they brought the first one. It looks so good. I'm gonna be on green too. And so we're all on green. And so Mimi has a salad. We went to the salad bar together and she was like, "Ooh, what is this?" And anything Mimi does is sexy. That's just who she is. She's like, "Ooh, I think I want a little of this. Ooh, I think I want a little of this. Ooh, ooh, this looks so good. Let me get a
And
little of
him
this."
and Brandon was laughing at me the whole damn time, son.
And I was just
The
like,
whole time.
she does it sexy. And so she had tipped through there, And so I was like, "Mimi, you got old ghetto girl walk tonight." She had tipped through and clutched her little pearls and was tipping through. I said, "Go on, Mimi." And so we sat down and we say grace and we're about to eat and we're eating. So we turn the card over to Green and they start bringing all this meat. And so Mimi's trying to, and every time she takes a bite, she's like, "Oh," and I'm just like, she's like, "Oh, it's so good." Ooh. I mean, every time it was just, oh, ooh. And so I'm just looking at it. I'm like, "Maybe is it good?" Ooh. And
That
so
food was good.
what's up, Sandra? And so the lady comes over and she says, "How do you like it?" "It's good." And the woman she had this steak, she tried to cut it. She said, "But no. How do you like it?" And then
I ain't even catch what she was saying.
she said, "It's so good. I told you it was good." And the woman said, No. And we like, "Mimi, how do you want your steak?" "Oh, baby, I was just so caught up. It's so good, but medium." I mean, we laughed the whole night. Mimi, listen, when I tell you we have to go again, because
Yeah.
it was one of the best dinner dates that I've been on that I have laughed
Mhm.
the entire time. And when I tell you that Mimi, and I like it, like most of my friends, I will say this, most of the people that I hang around with, when the bill comes out, we just normally just split it 4 ways or
Yeah.
people's at the table. Mimi was just like, the woman said, "How?" The guy said, "How do you want your bill?" Mimi looked. She said, "We gonna do 4 ways." Now y'all are that type of kind of people. I know who I'm with. That's what she's like. I know who I'm with. I'm good, And so we had a wonderful
We
time.
did.
It was wonderful.
It
Which
was, yeah. I
what
would go, y'all on my list of folks to go out with.
it
The
was
list
fun.
is the list is short.
It's
It's
short.
short. Yes, Lord.
Listen, I had a blast with you. So my
Hmm.
week has
Same
been
here.
good. It has been interesting, but it has been good. It has been a good week.
Yeah.
When I tell you, Mimi,
Yeah.
that's for another show. That's another show. But
Don't be putting stuff out and then I want to know what it is.
like I don't know if 45, what 45 has done.
Oh, honey, yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, the same thing is done for me this year. I don't know. I think it's this year.
I think
I don't
so.
think I don't think it's just the number. I think it's this in this season.
Okay.
It's like it's
Okay.
yeah. It just feel like it's a brand new start. You just feel brand new. You done let stuff
Listen,
go. And
listen,
oh my God. Now that
listen.
is what's I feel it too.
Okay, so it's just not me. All right.
No, I feel it too.
Can we talk about something? And I
Yes.
know this is a very, very, it's not a touchy subject for you, but it's a subject that you get real passionate about. So then whenever I saw
Oh,
this,
the damn church folks.
we got to talk about it. So
Let's
let's
talk
talk
about
about let's
let's
talk
talk.
about sexuality in the Black church.
Mm-hmm.
And what sparked this is there is oh, Taz says 45 is the beginning.
Child.
Listen, I think so.
40 was the beginning of effing season for me.
Awkwardly Will says, "You look like a brand new woman tonight, Mimi." Yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
brand new.
I think I'm gonna sit up a little high. I just ain't want to put all my bosoms in the camera.
You ain't gonna put them in the camera.
Put all
So
my
let's talk
bosoms
about
up.
sexuality in the Black church. So
Mhm.
recently, I mean, this is nothing new, but just last week there was this pastor that was outed. Um, there's a speculation about how his video got out, but there's a video going around, and I sent it to Mimi before the show started. His
That's
name is
that's what y'all caught me looking at.
right.
I didn't even watch the video. I just saw the images. I said, oh, oh, oh.
So his name is
Mhm.
Dwayne Dawkins. Pastor Dwayne Dawkins was recently outed with an individual who happens to be a man. Pastor Dwayne Dawkins is married to a female. They have 3 children. And so he was outed with these videos. And normally, and this is just a screenshot of one of the videos, so you can imagine what's going on. But normally, you hear when you see videos or whatever, you're like this person that's just like, oh, maybe it's him, maybe it's not him. But these videos are so clear, it is
Yeah.
obvious him. And so there's been so many conversations about him this past week, to where people are in an uproar about how he's going to be dealt with or what's going to happen to him, or if anything's going to happen to him. Larry Reed, everybody knows who Larry Reed is. Larry Reed spills the tea about everybody. Usually if it's something that's going on, you're going to hear about it from Larry Reed. And so
Right.
Larry Reed, what he did was he released a video every hour. There was 3 videos. Yeah, to keep his followings up, girl. He released a video every hour, one video an hour of what this man was doing. Now, there is one video that where they're having sex, and the guy looks back at him and tells him, "You better hurry up so you can get home to your wife." Um, he says it in the video, and the pastor then pulls him by the hair and says, "Where you want this at?" I mean, and so it goes to a whole nother level. If you've not seen it, you can go on Twitter. We can't listen. We can't put
Yeah,
it.
we're not gonna do that.
We can't put it on here, but you can go
Yeah.
on. It's all over. I mean, people are talking about it. The church people are talking about it. But then this sparks a whole nother type of conversation, because then it goes back to the Black church. This is one of the things, and Mimi and I had this conversation before the show started. I mean, I sent her the video because I said, "Girl, have you seen it?" And she was just like, "No, I ain't seen it." And so I sent it to her. So when the show popped on, you saw her face, and she was like, "Oh my God." Like, "Oh my God, for real?" Because you can really, really see his face and you can see what's going on. So there has been, since I've been alive, I've always heard about sexuality in the Black church. We hear
Hmm.
about how pastors get over. What's up, Africa? You hear about how the pastors get over the pulpit and how they condemn homosexuality, how they condemn people that Linda talking about she watching the video now, Lord Jesus. And so you hear about how it's just so wrong and things of that nature. So there's been some comments that have been floating around, that we're going to use as discussion topics on tonight. One of the comments that we're going to post up here, and we're going to read it together when it comes up. Valentina Forte says, "I want Black men to be brave enough to live in their truth. Stop dating and marrying women knowing deeply in your heart it's truly a man you really want to be with. The Black church is famous for this hypocrisy." Shaking my head. So listen, with what Valentina has said, she wants the Black man to do this, to stand up and just to be who they are.
It ain't that easy.
It's
It, it
not.
it would be great, but it's not that easy. And this is the other thing. It's not. It's
Awkwardly
not. If you know that everybody around you is going, mm, shun you or just be done with you, don't who want to say, "Oh, sign me up for that"? Nobody wants to do that.
you
So
know,
if we want, I don't know the young lady's name, whoever, she probably ain't watching, but if she is, or her, if you want the Black man to be able to, be open and honest and live his truth, then you need to be open and honest with your thinking. I mean, open with your thinking and embrace them for their truth and not
I
condemn and put
totally
them down and shun them.
I totally agree. I think that we have not provided a space in the Black church
No,
to
it's
talk.
not a safe space at all. It ain't a safe space outside of.
It's not. It's not. I
Yeah.
think. I think that the Black church and me being an ordained reverend and being, in the church and operating as I do in the church, I still find that in going to an inclusive and affirming church, we're still not inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things that we still look at as people, not saying that the church is not inclusive, but I'm saying the people that come to the church are not inclusive. We still put these stereotypes up, and we say things, and we act certain ways whenever it's a person that's doing something that we don't agree with, and then it becomes a problem, and then we change the Bible to that.
This
Awkwardly
the
real.
problem now. This the biggest problem with church folk and pastors of the church folk
Mhm.
is you act like it's only one fucking sin.
Right. That's
Homosexuality is not the be all end all of sins.
but and see that's
It's
the
not.
that is the thing. Awkwardly real says first of all, who said that he was only into men? He can be also be bisexual and like both. But most Black women don't believe in dealing with a man who is attracted to both genders. We know that
No,
to be.
most Black women have already done it. They just don't want nobody to know that they did it.
I get it. Taz says if society wants a Black man to live in his truth, Black society and the Black church needs to be more accepting of the truth. Totally agree.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think we need to find a safe space. We need to operate and have the church operate as being a safe space. We can't keep getting up there preaching and saying, oh, this is what you need to find God. You need to find God. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. This. But in all actuality, we're not showing them love when they come into the building.
Mm-hmm.
That's problematic for me because we have used the scripture from Leviticus 18 and 28. 28 and 18 is one of them. I get them 28 and 18. I should know it. It was quoted to me so much. But we have the scripture, and it says, if a man also lie with the mankind, he is lied with the woman. Both of them have committed an abomination. They should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. And people use that scripture to condemn homosexuality, and they go back and they use the story. Africa says it's not a Black issue. I beg to differ. I beg to differ that it is a Black issue because most white churches don't have a problem with homosexuals. You don't find that most white churches will get up and condemn
Well, they
homosexuals.
not gonna they not gonna be out. The white folk gonna stay in the closet.
The white people gonna stay in the closet, but the very
They do.
first time that you hear of a Black man doing something wrong, then they're outed. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
this man right here, even and with his situation, who's to say that him and his wife didn't have an agreement?
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Yeah.
to say that they didn't have an agreement? Africa says that's not true, Monty. I disagree.
I disagree too because
I
yeah.
totally disagree
Mhm.
because
It is it's a totally different thing. It just
let
is.
me let me say for me, when I was
But you can
24,
look at it but you can look at it with the Catholic Church.
you can.
What they do, it's a whole lot of them that they find out is gay, but they find out because they pedophiles,
Right. They
and
cover it up.
they don't kick them out of their position. They just give them a new assignment. So it's a
Right.
big
Yes.
difference
New assignment. New
between
assignment.
the blacks and the whites. Big
You know,
difference.
So my thing was when I was about 24, 23, 24, there was a woman that I met that was at the church. Now I started off doing her hair. She knew that I had a past as being homosexual, bisexual, or however you want to label it at the
Right.
time. And so, and because I was so deeply rooted in church, the
Hmm.
church that I was going to, and I tell this story a lot because I hope it helps someone that I was going to, they had told me that I needed to be delivered. And in order to be delivered, I had to openly confess my sin. I needed to tell the church what I was dealing with. I'll never forget it. And I'm at the front of the church, and my best friend was there at the time. He was there, not Brandon, a whole nother best friend. I lived in
Right.
Lubbock, Texas, and so we're standing up at this church, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, well, I deal with homosexual tendencies, and I'm crying out, and my best friend was looking at me like, I ain't saying that. I'm not saying
Hmm.
that. And so I'm sitting up there crying, tears running down my eyes. And I'm telling them that I want to be delivered. I want to be set free. I want to be made whole because I had heard it so many times that it was so wrong for me to live in my truth. It was that I was going to hell. I was going to bust hell wide open. The homosexual was wrong, all this and that. But then this whole time, there were pastors that was hitting me up. There was pastors that was still trying to holler. There were things that were going on. But here it is. I had been conditioned to believe that I was wrong.
Yeah.
So as time went on, there was a woman at the church. I am her third husband. I was her third husband. And so
Mm-hmm.
I ended up marrying her. She was 12 years older than me. We went to Olive Garden, never forget it. We had a conversation. I told her my truth. She knew my truth. She was there that night when I got up and said,
Yeah.
I'm dealing with homosexual tendencies, this. She knew it. And
Right.
so time went on. And I'm going to say that deliverance never came from me. I'm going to speak from me. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
deliverance is not real, but those
Right.
urges and those feelings never ceased in my life. They
Well,
never
I'm gonna
ceased.
say I don't think it come for no damn body because you can't get me as much as I like men. You can't get me to like no damn woman. You can't make somebody like something that they're not naturally that they don't are not naturally attracted to. You cannot do it.
Listen, that that
Period.
that deliverance never came from me. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
those urges never left. And so what I found myself doing was sneaking and watching gay porn. I found myself still being attracted to men. Men would flirt with me.
Hmm.
And there were times that that I would act out. Was I 100% honest in my relationship? My ex-wife knew who I was. However, it did not become a problem until somebody saw
Somebody
me.
found out.
Somebody
Hmm.
saw me doing something. And when somebody saw me doing something, and how they found out, Mimi, was there was a dude that I was dealing with. And I would pick him up and ride him around or whatever. And so whenever I went to jail, it's no secret, read the book. I went to jail, no secret.
Hmm.
And so when I got locked up, um, one of my friends, one of my good friends, one of my mentors in the hair industry, I ain't gonna put her on blast, but she knows who she is. She told my ex-wife. And she told her, Lamont was riding that man around, and I don't know what they was doing, and it just don't look good, girl, and this. So I'm in jail, locked up. My ex-wife comes to see me, and she tells me, she was like, so who is such and such? And I tell her who he was. And so she was just like, yeah, I can't do this no more. We're going to get a divorce and I'm going to divorce you. And I'm just like, while I'm in here, we going to do this like this? You already know, but this is what you're doing. But you've embarrassed me. You've embarrassed me. You've made it to this. I mean, and it went left. Mimi, when I say it got so bad to where I had contemplating killing myself because the town was talking so much about me, but you were already talking about something that I'd openly confessed in the church.
Hmm.
But
Some
now
people
that
are addicted, but see, this is a whole nother thing. Outside of that situation, some people are addicted to trauma. They like to create these they like to create drama in their lives. Some people are really addicted to that and the attention that they get from it. They love people saying, "Oh, poor you," or some people are. That's a whole. I don't even know what the disorder is called, but it's a lot of motherfuckers that get it.
listen, Taz says Africa, no disrespect, but this is a problem mainly with the black church. So it's a huge difference. Um, so long story short, we end up getting a divorce. And so I
Yeah,
was really, really made to feel like um I was made to feel like that I was nothing,
yeah.
because of who I chose to be with or whatever. And even getting out of jail, I was told, "Oh, you still need to be delivered. You can still be delivered. You can still be delivered." And this. And so when I married a man, of course, I was condemned to go to hell. Which
Child.
it just goes on. Africa says white churches condemn their gay folks too. Black churches also covered up and move around gay pastors under the premises that deliverance has taken place. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Africa. I'm not going
But
to.
it's not as prevalent as the white churches.
Well, what
Normally,
I'm
if it
trying to
happened in a black church, everybody know.
Oh
It
yes.
happens in white churches all the time, and you don't hear anything about it. All you've heard is that he's been reassigned. It's very hush hush. Our stuff is always on blast. It's videos sent. This
Oh
I want to
yes.
know who even did the damn video. Who made the video?
Uh, so in this video, they're saying that this dude posted it on his OnlyFans page. But if you watch one video, the pastor looks back at the video. I feel like he looks back.
So they
So I
might have made it for their own. Well,
could have
he
been.
thought it was for their own entertainment, and
Could have been.
the side piece was ambitious and wanted a full on relationship, wanted him to leave his wife.
Kim says, barf the drum. I love Kim. And so the thing with this, and I like how Africa is coming back and forth. I love it because
Yeah.
it starts a whole nother kind of conversation, because most times that they blame the black man, we don't hear about the black women that have been outed, that have been lesbians in the church. It's not a black women thing, it's a black man thing. Usually
But
if
we
a
also don't hear about the black women that just want that they want that position, that lifestyle and that stature, and they will be the beard so that they could keep that position. So they don't talk about that either. That's a whole thing. But
that's a
when it
whole
comes out, they don't say that, oh, I already knew this was we decided to, just go along and do this
no, they don't.
because they don't want to be, because to me that's a bigger sin for and this from the book of Mimi, Nigalations. That embarrassment. We always worried about being embarrassed.
We are.
Like that's like it's something with our culture. It's like don't be telling, don't let them white folk know we doing like
Mhm,
they
mhm.
fucked up too. The fucked up ain't in one color.
It's
It's
not.
across the board.
It's across the board. And so that sparks there, there's another. So let's talk about this before we go to that part. You know,
Okay.
um, as I was doing some research, I was just like, you know what, I need to come with something with Mimi that's gonna blow Mimi's mind, or because I always, you're so intelligent. And so the thing is about with you, when I'm having a conversation with you, I need to bring it because so I was doing some research about different women that have had things that have happened that we don't talk about. They may
Right.
not be necessarily in the church, but it's happened. Did you know Tina Turner was accused of
Mhm.
being a lesbian? Did you know
Oh,
that?
I could believe it.
That she was accused she was
I
accused
could believe it.
she was accused of being a lesbian. And not only was
Mhm.
she accused of being a lesbian, she was accused of messing with Randy Jackson's woman, Michael Jackson's brother, Randy Jackson's woman.
Oh,
And
okay.
Randy Jackson
Child, she
came.
done messed with everybody, so child.
Right. So
Yeah.
so they say that Randy Jackson jumped Tina Turner's fence to try to find his wife. His wife was in there, and Tina Turner shot a gun at him. Said she shot him. Said she shot him. And so
She
if you
might.
look, and so then you look at it, and I was just like, I can see why Tina feels the way she does. Let's look at Oprah, since Brendan bringing it all up. Let's look at Oprah and
Child,
Gail.
yeah, everybody been talking about that, for years.
They've been talking about it, but one thing that they have never proven that Oprah was a lesbian. They've never proven it.
But
They
this is
say
my thing. Why you care who somebody else sleeping with? I
that's
mean,
just
for
what.
real. Why is it no? I mean, that's it's honestly, I could give a goddamn who somebody's sleeping with.
But that's what people do. Juanita Bynum, well known in the church, well known,
Mhm.
well known in the church, and
I know no more sheets, Al. I remember that.
she openly said that she had dibbled and dabbled with women. She said that.
Hmm.
She openly said that. But you don't see that's following her around like it follows around a man. It doesn't follow her around like it follows a man around.
You
Why
know
is
why? Because she took the power away by saying that's what she did. Once you
okay?
admit something, can't nobody use it against you. But if you keeping something secret, folks know that you don't want it to get out, so they can use it against you.
I like that. So it says we don't hear about white nuns molesting young girls either, but does that mean it doesn't happen? No, we don't.
No.
We not saying. You know what? I'm sure. I'm sure. Kim says Randy Jackson wishes. Kim, I'm just telling you what they say. Look the story up. But Africa, I'm not saying that the white people are not doing it. But what
Yeah,
I'm
we're not saying that. What we're saying is it's not that it's not put out there the way it is
in a black
in our
ex-
community.
and especially a black man.
Yeah, because
If
with
if
a
it's
man,
a black
it's
man,
just more scandalous. It just is.
if it's a black man, it's just like, whoa, you have done everything. Kim, what's up, Kim? Kim says black people need to have someone to put down. I totally agree. I think that in a black community, we anything that we can use against someone to take the attention off of us, we tend to do it. We downgrade something. We try to downplay them. I'll never forget whenever the picture went around with Jacoby and I were kissing, and I had sent the picture to some people that I thought that were my friends. It's often been in my life that friends have been the ones that hurt me the most. But I sent
Hmm.
me and Jacoby at the courthouse getting married. We flew here to DC to get married. And so I sent it back to some of my friends. And those were the people that showed it to the church. Those were the people that outed me. Now, you knew what I was going to do because I told them I'm going to marry a man. But you used my truth. You used the evidence against me to tell everybody, oh, Lamont married a man. And then, Mimi, this is how dirty they were. They sent it to my mother. They sent it to my mama. Did you know your son did this? And so my mama called and told me, I saw a picture of you, and I'm just confused, mama. It ain't what you believe it is. And I tried to lie my way out of it. But then it was once then I realized, boy, you on this picture kissing a man. You
And he
kissing.
gonna be at Thanksgiving.
You can't lie about that no more. And I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of family. I lost
It
a
wasn't
lot
no
of
damn
I
friend.
respected, but then I
Hmm.
look back and I look back at the people that sent that picture out, and I want to say thank you. Thank you because
Hmm.
you helped me free myself. Thank you. I appreciate it. Taz says, as a whole, society is more accepting of a lesbian relationship than a homosexual relationship. True that. That is true. I don't know why it's
I
true.
don't know why neither, because it don't even make no damn sense. It don't. You can't even. You can't even have sex. These two men can have sex. Two women just licking on each other. It's just a bunch of foreplay. Then the fire started. Who gonna put the damn fire out?
So listen, it is more acceptable for a woman to say, "Oh, I experimented at college. Oh, when I was in college, I messed with a woman. It was just something that happened." It's more accepting for a woman to say that, for a man to say, "Yeah, dog, me and this dude, is something just happened, and we just," and they're gonna be looking just like you look at me, like, "You did well? You did well? How you do that?" No, Janessa. Janessa Style. Her name is Janessa Style. But Janessa, no, I never lost you, boo. Because you knew my tea the whole time.
Hmm.
I understand you didn't lose real friends. I did not. I lost people that I thought
Exactly.
were my friends. So you're absolutely
Exactly.
right. I love y'all. I love those people. Mimi, I disagree. Kim is a lesbian. So Kim is quite naturally gonna disagree with you.
Always look, but that's the thing. Respectfully, Kim, because I'm not a lesbian. I don't understand. I don't. I
Right.
respect y'all, but I'm just saying from which a
Linda said
heterosexual
you better
woman.
get a strap on. Yes,
That's
Linda.
the thing. If we're gonna put a strap on, I might as well go get a damn man. Why we putting a fake dick on? That's
Kim
what
said,
I'm saying. That means somebody like dick. So why we not with a man? That's how I think. But I'm not a lesbian, so I can respect that that's what you do. But it don't make no damn sense to me. And that's just where I'm at.
and you know what? I respect that. I'm not a lesbian, but I totally respect that. Especially in my later years of life and being 45, and I'm finding out that women are still attracted to Lamont. And there are some women, and I often say, and my friend Betty, she's gonna watch this, and she's gonna call me tomorrow. But Betty Domingo is gonna call me and say, Lamont, I can't believe you said that. But I said, remember the last time we was on there, I said, I need a Meg the Stallion. She called me. She's like, you need a what? a Meg the Stallion. I was like, body, yada, 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 yada. And she's like, oh my God, you'll just say anything, but it's so true. Kim says she respects your position. I
And I re-
think
I genuinely respect hers. This is just my
right. It's just
rationale.
open,
That's all.
honest conversation. And I think that this is the
Yes.
conversations that need to be had. If we could have open forums in the church to where we could discuss sexuality, how then would people would react to something like this coming out with the pastor? Because I still go back and say, you don't know the agreement this pastor and his wife had.
Yeah.
I I beg to differ.
It's
I
a
don't
lot of them that look the other way. Look at Eddie Long. You know,
it,
you're not gonna tell me that his wife didn't know. There's
listen.
no way.
Eddie been wearing them years.
No way.
Eddie been
And I
wearing
don't
it.
even know how that was hiding. I don't.
God rest his soul. Gabriel says these women know men are gay and they don't care. Not all men who like sex with other men want to marry a man. Some don't even want to identify as gay. They just want to get their rocks off with another man, but they want a family unit with a woman. It might sound crazy, but hey. And that's
But he's absolutely right because a lot of my gay male friends they'll say, "Yeah, I'm openly gay, but I want a family too." And they said, two dudes can't make no family. I mean, they can't make no baby. They can't make a baby. That's what I meant.
no, we can't make a baby.
Together, can't
Not
make a baby.
together. We can't.
That's what I'm saying.
But I do think that two men can raise, and I'm a living
No,
witness.
no, I'm not saying that at all. When
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said it was misconstrued, what I was saying was two men can't biologically make a child
I
together.
mean, Mimi, I'm only saying that because
Yeah.
I've had people that have seen Josiah online or something and have said, "Well, is your son gay?" No, he's not gay. Was the other one gay? No. So you're saying that
You
two
good, because I be like, it ain't none of your goddamn business. Don't ask me nothing about my damn kids. Is your kids gay? Worry
oh,
about yours.
but Josiah is the type of child that he can have a conversation with anybody. And in fact, I don't know if I told you this, but there was an 18-year-old,
Yeah, you
who,
told me about that.
yeah, that was trying to
Mhm.
talk to my child. And I was like, you want daddy to handle this?
But he
And
ain't
he's
no
like,
child. He's
yeah,
16.
he's 16. And Josiah was just like, no, daddy, I got it. I told him, I don't roll that way. My daddy gay, but I'm not gay. But people have this misconception that gay is wrong. The hate towards gay men is birthed from misogyny. Men lower themselves to become less than by a man by being feminized or sissy like, or taking dick as offensive to a man who sees femininity and womanly sexual actions as less than. That's also why bottoms are shamed in the gay community. Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
But
Uh,
that bottom's ashamed.
oh, yes. If you are not so much now as they used to be.
Well, somebody had to be.
So most times that you would find the more masculine man would call the bottoms the sissies or the girls in the relationship.
Well, who
Um,
was they going to screw?
well, that it's just, but in our community, we don't look at ourselves as being women. Some people do, but that's not what we do. I'll never forget that whenever I went to go meet Jacoby's family for the first time. His thing, what his daddy said. So
Who
who
the
the one?
girl in a relationship?
And so we was just like, huh? He was just like, so who the woman and who the man? And so I
Already.
was just like, and I was just like, Jacoby, I can't believe your daddy asked me that. you know. And so of course it was nobody's business who was doing who, but that is, and it goes back to men thinking they're superior over women.
But I can admit, I used to be that one. Like, well, who the girl in this relationship here?
Uh-huh. Kim says same reason butch girls are shamed. They are. You
Yeah.
find that oh yes. Back in the day, you remember when they used to call them bulldoggers? You when they look
Uh,
masculine, them bulldoggers. Look at her, she want to be a man. This. They were shamed. They were shamed. Now you find that more people are attractive to the butch. They more attractive because it's some doms out there. We call them doms now. It's
yeah,
some
I know. I know what you call them. I done seen some.
it's some
I had to
doms.
question. I done seen some. I done question. Am I gay? Like,
Right. It was one at Crafty Crab. I said, I'm sorry, but I can't stop looking at you. She was like, baby, I can't stop looking at you. And I was like, so what you want to do? And she was talking about, I'm engaged. I was like, but I'm single. So it's whatever you want to do. I'll be the side piece. I want to see what this is like. I want to see. I want to experience this with you because you giving me life. I mean, had tattoos, had these locks, and was walking through and was just like, say, what's up? And I was just like, oh my God. You can get it.
was it
I
was she real fair complected? I'm trying to tell you, it sound like the one at the casino. Remember I told you?
yeah, yeah.
I
I
swear
mean,
it sound just like that one.
but you
Good.
see, you let one of them come into church. You let one come into church. The first thing the missionary is gonna do, Lord have mercy. Have mercy, Lord. You know, and so I want to say this. You find it more so, and I hate to do this. I ain't gonna even do that. But you find it
No,
more
just look, we having an open conversation.
you find it in the more so in the older congregation.
Absolutely.
And that's because they haven't been taught or they don't know any better. You know, I often say that the church that I grew up in, if you go back and look at it now, there's one, two, three, a questionable four, four homosexuals that was birthed out the church. Four of us. Three of us are openly gay. The other one, we still say he in the closet. You know, so
Well,
it's like,
but I mean, you want to talk about the old mothers of the church too. It's been rumored that two of the caravans.
oh, Shirley, child.
Absolutely.
But
But
let's
don't
get
nobody say nothing. When a woman don't get married, she just married to the Lord. It's like, yeah, man, somebody said I ain't.
but
Mm-hmm.
a man not get married. Child, keep your kids away from him. Don't do this. Watch him. And the thing is, you wouldn't even have what you have in the church if it weren't for the homosexuals. That's how
Absolutely.
that's how I believe. You know, you always said that you would never go to a church if the
I ain't
homosexuals.
going if they not over the music. Nope. And I stand by that. I mean that.
So this is what I want to ask. I want to ask the question to the audience. Um, I'm glad that Africa popped up because my question was about you. If you're masculine and gay, you'll be told at least you ain't no sissy or you don't look like no homosexual. You're absolutely right. I
Oh,
you're
I ain't
ab-
heard that.
you ain't never heard that?
No.
Janessa said I
Mm-mm.
ran across a Don with waves. I kind of got hot because you couldn't tell me that was a female. Janessa, you show me a straight minister of music and I'll repent now, but nobody says boo about
It, not one exists. Not a one. It's not.
it. You don't think one exists, Mimi?
I don't know none.
You don't know, you didn't think James Cleveland was straight?
Child, if you don't move on to the next day on no.
You don't think Ricky Dillard is straight?
Oh, am I being punked? Like for real?
I'm just saying. I mean, so some of these people,
When I tell you, and I'm telling you what I know because I sang back up for a lot of these artists in the gospel music now. I'm gonna say 85%
Jay Key says, hell
of
no.
the men in gospel are gay.
Taz, I was being funny. Sandra falling out. You know, I just Africa
Oh,
says
honey, Brandon, Brandon, so daggone cute, and
so.
Brandon got the funniest, happiest daggone laugh. Child, when that thing get
I wish,
tickled,
I
you
wish
can't
y'all
help it.
saw Josiah walk by here and he was looking like, ooh, because it gets so heated over here. And so, um, you don't hear as long as, yes, I did. I did, Taz. I was just playing. But as long as a person is not outed, it's okay. And that's what we do in the black church. That's what we do in the black church. As long as
I used to sing. I used to sing background. I'm a singer, period. But I
right.
used to do. I used to be very heavy in the church. That's how I could talk about the way I can, because I've seen all kind of ratchet shit.
So go ahead, brother. Let's move on. Tina says they'll stand at the pulpit, pastor and the first lady, blame it on the devil, the devil, instead of his own free will. The congregation will cry, pray, and have a praise break. They'll forgive him and bless up the first lady for her strength and support. They'll pass the collection plate around 50, 11 times, and they'll be back at the following Sunday to submit to their pastor who's leading them straight to hell. Shaking my head. Tina is upset.
But this is the thing, and we've had this talk before. I This is just my beliefs. This is not the beliefs of Lamont or
Right.
anybody else
Yeah.
associated with the show, but how I believe that everybody got God in them, and everybody got the devil in them. It's just who you choose to serve in that particular moment. So why everybody's always going to blame, oh, the devil made me do it. No, that's what the hell you wanted to do. Because in the moment it served you. It felt good. And that shit just won out in that moment. So, that's what I believe. This whole, where we have it in the cartoons and stuff, where it's a devil on this shoulder and an angel on this shoulder, or vice versa. I believe that's how it really works. It ain't nobody with no damn pitchfork, poking at you, whispering in your damn ear. Shit, it's you. This is what you want to do, and
Mhm.
but you want to blame it on
The devil.
this old demonic or demon spirit or whatever. That's what you wanted to do. Period. You served yourself.
Chris says, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I agree. As long as the church is not seeing it, I was told,
Oh, they see it. They as long as don't nobody else acknowledge it. That's what it should be said.
I was
That's what
told,
should be said.
I was told growing up, and later on in my 20s that whatever you do, you leave town to do it. You don't do it here. The saying that where you don't eat where you,
Uh-huh.
that you don't eat where you at
Well,
or
you
whatever.
should, yeah.
And so I was often told that, and I was told that by a first lady, that she said that she had told her husband that whenever you get ready to do wrong, you leave town. You don't do it here because you're not gonna make me look like a fool. Um,
Cause she ain't want to give up that good parking space, them luncheons, them hats, and custom suits and all that good stuff. She ain't want to give that lifestyle up, so she was willing to put up. But it was from one of my favorite movies. It's remember that movie? It was a Tyler Perry movie. Family That Prays. She said a
mhm.
woman that want to enjoy these kind of comforts, you got to put up with a little bit of something.
Well, Betty Wright says in order to get something, you got to give something. Betty Wright
Hmm.
says that no pain, no gain. Go back to what Taz says. Taz says the church wants to say God don't make mistakes. Why not just allow folks to simply live? I think that the problem for the church, the black church, and I know that people are going to feel like, well, why are you picking on the black church? Why are you saying this? Because it's more prevalent in the
Well,
black
first
church.
of all, we don't go to white churches. We go to black churches. So we talking about our experiences and what we know.
Right. And
I didn't
so
hang out with the Lutherans and the Presbyterians.
And so what I find is, like Kim said a few minutes ago, that the black church will use the gay gifts. They'll let you use you can give your good gay money. You can do all this, but then
Absolutely.
whenever you're outed or if there's a scandal that involves your name, then everybody shuns you. I still remember, and I still look at how people look at me when I go back home. When I go back home, it's always just like, oh, child, this. Yeah, I am free. I'm openly and I'm free. This what you did don't bother me. I've even, as hard as I worked for the title as being Reverend Lamont, I still have people that will disrespect me and call me Brother Lamont rather than Reverend. Whenever my credentials are higher than yours, but because I've slept with a man and I've been married to a man, then I'm no good in the church, or they don't acknowledge me as being a Reverend, and I'm okay with that.
Child,
I
no.
feel that.
I wouldn't even respond to them. If they could be right here. If they say that, just until they address you correctly, don't even acknowledge their presence.
You know, there is a pastor. When I tell you that there are some pastors that love me still,
Mm.
regardless, and one of them that I will say is my own pastor, Pastor W.D. Davis. When I go home, he does acknowledge me as Reverend Lamont or whatever, and that's the church that I grew up in. He'll invite me in the pulpit or whatever. And in Amarillo, Texas, Superintendent Demerson, my best friend Fred Byers, his pastor, will invite me into the pulpit. But then I have friends that I grew up with, Mimi, friends that I grew up with that are now pastors, honey, they don't even acknowledge me. They won't even look at me because I think that what we have done is that we feel like that we have arrived and we're so much better than that we condemn other people now because of what we look at as being sin. Taz says, look right through them until I'm addressed correctly. I look right through them until I'm addressed correctly.
Yeah.
That right there, a title doesn't mean that much to me. I know who I am. Um,
It's not even about the title. You know the saying, you have to teach people how to treat you.
you really do. You really
And that
do.
and all that is you just like they don't have to agree with you, but they need to respect you.
I agree. I agree. I mean, and for some people, because of some of the things that I still do, because I still will cuss. It was told to me. Somebody says, "No, I think they're just jealous of you." Somebody told me, "Oh, Lamont, you be drinking online." Well, the Bible says a little wine is good for the stomach's sake, but you don't know what I'm drinking in my cup, and so that's my
It
argument.
don't matter.
But that's just the
But it's a daggone scripture that it said why make they said it child, I'm gonna find this daggone scripture because this is my favorite one. They
Taz
said
says,
wine makes a feast merry and
um,
money answers all things.
So my question for Africa, and it's not to pick on Africa because I love Africa. I love Africa's authenticity. I love how Africa maneuvers, how Africa carries herself. I love all of that. And being a trans woman, I, I don't want to disrespect her, but there See, Africa says there are affirming pastors in the city who keep calling me sister or minister, even though I'm an ordained reverend. I get it. So Africa is an ordained reverend in the church, and so with that, it's hard. The church has not yet gotten to a point that I think that they're ready, and this is sad. It's not that I'm saying that I'm agree with it, but they're ready to accept transgendered people because they are still struggling with accepting homosexual pastors. They're still struggling with that.
They
Um,
they try having a hard time with homosexual people, period.
right. Chris
Let
says,
alone no title.
love. How can the church be shunning people? Just be inclusive. It's a hypocritical messaging. It is. It is
It is.
so hypocritical. I avoid all churches, says Kim. Just found one that was 100% accepting. God doesn't discriminate. She said, just never found one that was 100% accepting. God doesn't discriminate. So can't understand
I'm
why
with
church,
you, Cam.
I just don't know. And so Africa says, what's your question for me? So my question for you, Africa, would be how then, with you being a trans woman, how then would you respond to a congregation that would refer to you as being just gay and not accepting the trans part of who you are? How then do you how do you respond to a congregation or a church that would still, if you came into the audience and the pastor changed the message right in mid sentence and said, and we got people in here, and this is no disrespect to you, we got people in here that are wearing dresses and coming to church. We need to do something about this church. Let's pray right now. How then do you respond to a situation like that? How do you respond to a situation like that? And then what my question for other people that are on here, how then you as a congregant respond to a pastor that says that to a person that has walked into the church? Do you sit there and just say, yes, amen, pastor, amen, hallelujah? Or do you say, no, pastor, you're wrong? Or do you get up and leave? Or do you go embrace the individual that they're talking about? What do you do in that moment? Because so this is the problem. This is where we as a Black church has failed the gay community and other communities. We
Is this
don't
what
speak
you was
up.
asking Africa just now?
Yes, we don't speak
Okay.
up. We don't say anything. We don't say
Oh no,
anything.
I have.
We know you have, Mimi. Taz says, but that's the issue. You can't teach love of Jesus, yet you condemn his creation. I totally agree with you. So then what do? I don't say make. Oh, can't say. Don't make me whip out my dick. I swear Kim is Black, y'all.
I like him. I do.
I love Kim. So how do you respond? Because see, that's the problem. We have been in churches and we've sat there and said, yes, amen,
That's because
amen.
don't nobody call folks on it.
They don't. And then the first thing
Mm-mm.
that when we leave the church, you hear everybody get on the phone. Child, did you hear what Pastor said? I can't believe he said that. Why would he say that whenever she was up? Well, why you didn't say something when Pastor was up there talking? I wouldn't be present by mistake because I'm an activist. If I was there, it would be for shenanigans. Okay. All right. I hear you. I hear you. If you went, it was for shenanigans. I get it. I understand. And there needs to be more people that are activists in the church that are willing to stand up, that are willing to go to churches and willing to say, I ain't for that. I don't believe in that. And that's why you hear me speak out about it so much on this show, is because I've experienced it and I know what it is. I had a woman that called me because her husband told her that he couldn't be around me. He says, I can't be around him because he's the type of man that I would go for. She called me and went off on me. This is when I lived in Texas, went off on me and told me that I was going to hell. How dare I? How dare I entice her husband? It wasn't my issue. It was your husband's issue. It was your husband's issue. It wasn't mine. But she went off on me, told me that she said she wished she could piss on my grave. That's what the woman told me. I have that her husband died a horrible death. It wasn't nothing I did to him, but his lover did it to him. However, and that was when that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
But
I know about that. But
that's a
yeah.
whole nother story. But move on. Bridget said, I'm interested in everyone that was connected to him. Smiled in his wife's face, knowing this information. The betrayal of the accountability on so many levels is astounding. I'm also questioning every leader he is connected with as well. Black women are so disrespected. I'm sorry that no one truly protected her or those children. That's what Bridget said.
Well, see, Bridget don't know, and it's just sad to say. A lot of times, Okay, they might have gotten together and she knew his background, they decided to play this. She playing a part in this grandiose story. Her payoff is the lifestyle. I mean,
Mhm.
we don't, nobody knows. It's
Right,
horrible if in fact she was deceived, but a lot of times they are not. A lot of
right.
times the wives know what's going on, but they will put up with certain things so they could keep this big, perfect, pretty picture. I mean, that's just how it is.
So, Chris says entire should have been directed to her husband. I totally agree. Um, so here's the thing: it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. The bed is undefiable. If they both agree upon it, that's biblical. If they both agree upon it, if that's something that they agree upon, it's undefiable. It's not your business what goes on in the bedroom of their house.
And you also know, and I also say this, I've often said it. The Bible been stepped on more than bad dope. We don't know what's in that damn Bible. We don't know. We
You know,
don't know. So the best thing to do is just operate in love. Period. Period.
I'd come in heels every Sunday and wear the best garments I have with my shiny wedding ring and my collar on with my Bible and no makeup and serve face and holiness. You know what? That's what it's going to take. It's going to take people to start standing up. And what I'm not trying, well, I am doing this. I am going to say this. I think that it's time for pastors. I think that it's time for pastors and members and church and choir members to stand up in your truth. It's time for you to stand up in your truth. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is gay. I'm not saying that everybody has to have a homosexual relationship or trans relationship or anything of that nature. But what I am saying to you is that you should be able to operate in your truth. Period, point blank. The church is a place where we all come together to serve God. And if we can't all come together, if everybody was in the church that was just like me, what would the church be? Would it be a good place?
Born, being born is it.
Right. Would it be a good place if everybody came that was just like me? What would the church be? Would it be a good place? Would it be a judgmental place? Would it be an accepting place? Change your own way of thinking. I think it's important that we start having these conversations. And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash. I really don't care. I'm to the point
Mhm.
I really, really, really don't care. Um, Consenting adults do as they please. I totally agree, Chris. I think that for people, we have got to get to a place. Life is too short. Life is too
Mhm.
for us to be worrying about what somebody thinks about us or what somebody's doing to us or who's doing what or who said what or who's sleeping with who or who's doing this. There are so many people that are dying. Let's talk about HIV in the church. Let's talk about syphilis in the church. Let's talk about birth control in the church. Let's talk about the other things. We know that homosexuality has been around for a long time, but there's things that we could be talking about in the church that we scared to talk about because we're so concerned with what other people are going to say about us. Because if we speak out, oh, they're gonna think that I'm this way too. Oh, they gonna say that I'm doing this. Oh my God, they gonna say this. Listen, it's been hoes like you in the church for a long time. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to be a better
But it's
hoe.
same. But why it got to be her?
Right. Let's talk about it. So you like sex. Let's talk about how you've been protecting yourself. Let's talk about why you
Mhm.
protect yourself. Let's talk about those
Well, let's
things.
talk about why you don't, or don't talk about it. Some church folk need to start minding their own damn business. That's where it need to start, and just operate in love. Treat people. This should be the only damn commandment. Treat people like the hell you want to be treated. Period.
Kimberly said, let's talk about the pastors eating shrimp dinners. Child, let's talk about the pastors eating ass. Let's talk about that.
I mean, but that's the thing. I say, let's not talk about it. Who cares? It doesn't
Well,
matter. What you do in your bedroom is your business. I want to get back to that damn time.
Do you want to get back to that? Well, was it ever?
Discretion, yes. I don't want to hear about everything that you're doing. I'm glad you're sexually liberated, but I don't want to hear it and I don't want to say it. It's your business.
My cousin
Now, if you
raised.
want to talk, you find somebody that want to hear y'all talk, go talk about it. But I'm tired of the everybody trying to get this, all of this on this soapbox and trying to be perfect. There's no perfect nothing nowhere on this earth. Nowhere.
I,
People need to just let's respect. If you don't agree with it, just respect it and move on. That might not be your thing, but don't put them down because that's their thing. Because what your thing is, somebody else might not get down with it. It's nobody's damn business. I
my
want to get
cousin.
to that damn point. Mind your own fucking business. Period.
My cousin Shell is on here. And Shell says, I'm right there with you, cousin, but I don't give a damn what they think. They can't get me into heaven. Now, Shell, and it's not to out my cousin or anything, but everybody knows about my cousin. Shell. She lives in a small town in Texas. It's called Sulphur Springs. And
Mhm.
I remember growing up, and Shell was always different. Shell was different. She's more of a masculine woman. Shell
Okay.
doesn't have children, and she is a lesbian. And that's not trying to out my cousin or anything like that. But I often remembered how people would look at Shell, or how other cousins would talk or whatever. But Shell was just one of those that held her own. I also have another cousin, um, all on my dad's side, that he I ain't gonna even call his name because I don't even know if he's out. He should be, child. He was I was inspired by him, and I was like, okay, girl, and then of course me, so there was three of us that I know of, and it may be more, I don't know. Maybe we're just the only three that have said that we were open enough to say that we were, same gender loving or whatever. And so I get it, Shell. And my heart has always gone out to Shell because I think that Shell endured a lot because she was not accepted, you know,
Yeah.
in such a small town, and just not being accepted because everybody in our family is pastors, preachers, and things of that nature, and so I get it. And not to say that my dad's side condemned because they're very accepting of who I am, but I wonder had we embraced Shell younger, had we stood up for her while she was younger, what would her life be? What would it be? Not to say she's had a bad life or anything, but it's just the saying, would she feel the way that she feels concerning the church? You know? It,
Right.
it's it's so important. And I know what you're saying, Mimi, get to a point to where mind your own business. It's not your business. It's not that. But then it's also should be a space to where people should feel accepted and loved. Church should be a place that we go for love. Um,
Absolutely.
Africa says it's a deflection because it used to be about the city people sending their pastors underage love child victims down south to have babies in relatives' homes. Now we only talk about the LGBT people. You're absolutely right. You remember when people used to get pregnant in the church when they were young and we send them off. They send them off.
Hmm.
I had a friend that she got pregnant and she ended up having about 4 or 5 more children, because they made her give her baby up for
Yeah.
adoption. They made her, give it up. Africa
But
says
that go back to what I was saying with church folk act like the only sin. They only want to focus on one thing. It's a
yeah,
lot of things that's sinful. A
there
lot. Or that's considered sinful, but who knows? Because I still go with the whole notion that we don't want none of us there when the book was written. So who's to say which one is right, which one is wrong? Because there's a lot of them out there.
it's a lot. This girl keep throwing this phone down. She getting
Child, this little stand, I don't know, might be something don't like what I'm saying, because child, this phone have flipped off this thing about 3, 4 damn times. Maybe, I don't know.
Ah!
Maybe.
We know one who did that. Who did that?
I don't know who did it.
Know who did that?
Probably because it's a new damn phone. I don't know. I don't know who did it. It might be.
You have another
But I
comment?
say, but I stand by what I stand by. That's what I say, and I stand by what I say. Now I'm trying to find a different way. I'm trying to find the truth,
Okay,
but
turn
that's what
that
I know.
down. You see me? Okay, you said you're trying to find another way. You turning this water up, girl.
Child, I'm thirsty.
Like it was a 40 ounce. You remember 40 ounces back in the day?
Yeah, this is. I'm trying to get my water intake on for the day.
What's up, Charzetta? Charzetta. She used to live down the street from me. She said churches are buildings full of hypocritical folks. Once I got older and really looked at the churches, I decided to leave and worship God how I felt. I don't need to walk in the building being judged by people doing way worse than me. We grown, stay out of grown folks' business unless it's bringing harm to your church. Supposed to be about love and acceptance, and churches have neither. Totally agree with you, Charzetta. Totally, 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 totally. Thank you for watching. You know, it amazes me. It still amazes me how many people that we touch and how many people actually watch the show and
Yeah.
hear about the show. Because I'm sure my mom are probably gonna get some phone calls. Chad, he was talking about the church. They was talking about the church again. Him and that
We gonna
girl.
get some more letters.
Yeah, yeah. We gonna get some more letters from the first lady. And everybody talked about that letter. I'm
Child,
still
that thing tickled me. I know it got under your skin a little bit, but I said this bitch is
it.
crazy.
Um,
I know. And I can imagine that. Yeah,
it did. It
I can
did.
imagine.
There was another comment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold this bitch now. I'm just gonna hold it. God dang, this thing ain't acting right. I'm not even gonna put the thing back on the stand. I'm just gonna hold the damn phone. But I will say this is a new phone. It's a new phone and a new case, so I don't think it's working well with my little setup over here.
What you say, baby? I'm a
But
hold
it's
this.
somebody, churchy right now talking about
The Lord getting her. The Lord
uh huh.
yeah.
That's
He
what
gonna
you
let
get
you
from
say,
that
the
ain't
Lord
nothing but
gonna let
the
you say,
devil using
that's
her.
right. Yes,
Uh-huh.
God. Yes,
See,
God.
they
Show
probably like,
up.
not today,
Show up,
God,
God.
not today.
That's what they said. Show
But I'm
up,
just
God.
letting y'all know it's just a faulty stand
That's what they're gonna
and a
say.
new phone.
Show up, God. Stop her. Stop her, Lord. Stop her. That's what they say. They
Sure.
pray in the
And
name
you
of
and you see ain't nothing happened because my ass still on here.
And don't get me wrong. Listen, let's go to the next comment. If the church was, we skip one. That's not the one.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. No matter how no matter what, he should live his truth and quit hiding. The real shame is not that he's the pastor, it's that he's married. Oh, please release the woman to find someone who will love and respect their vows. Be single, do you. Pastor, a church that is wide open and affirming of your lifestyle. Not my place to judge his truth. Just do right by the wife and the children. How do you spell divorce? Get one. So listen.
But this is the thing. This is what everybody is failing to realize. It might be an arrangement. There are a lot of arrangements, so we don't know. So
Yeah.
all the praying folks, all the folks that claim to be Christians, pray that God's will is done. Pray that whatever needs to happen happens. That's what needs to be the prayer because you really don't know what is going on. They really don't
And
know.
so she talks about release her. Maybe she didn't want to go. Like you said, Mimi, maybe that's what
But
she
you want to
wanted.
say that it's a lot. You'd be surprised. Let me tell you something. And I'm not even talking about church folk right now. There are a lot of people that are in relationships that they don't want to be in because they do not want to give up their address and their stature in the community.
My God. That's a word.
But that's what's happening. So who's to say that it's not the same in the church? You got a lot of people that are addicted to that feeling. That it's just like in the casino. Like in that casino, most people don't come there to gamble.
You know what? After she could have been the one videotaping. He might have been looking back at her. The man did say in the video, "You better hear him get home." She wasn't there because he said, "You better hear
She
him get
wasn't
home."
there. Now I ain't gonna take it that far. But I'm not gonna say, But in this instance, we don't know. People are addicted to different things, and the point I was making was just like being in that casino. You have people, very few are in there just to gamble. They're addicted to the validation and the admiration when they win, and that everybody want to be around them, and just that the love that they get or the attention. You don't know that people are they will, you'd be surprised at situations they will stay in just to keep the comforts that they're accustomed to.
Jazz says, Will and Jada have an arrangement. Will stated there was no indiscretion in our marriage. They have an arrangement, but Will probably.
His thing was they wanted to keep their stuff secret, and it
Mhm,
got out. And once it get out, see, that's the thing. It's not it's not that folks are doing it. It's the fact that now you know that I know. And if I stay in, how's it gonna make me look?
mhm,
Just
mhm,
like with I've shared this, that I caught one of my family members husband cheating. And the thing is, it's not that she ain't know. It's that now you know that I know that you
mhm,
know.
mhm.
So what you gonna do, bitch? You gonna stay, or you gonna? I mean, but that's what it is. That's all it is. As long as it can stay secret and it stay nice and neat in that little box, it's fine. But once everybody knows, then that's when the judges feel judged,
They do.
and the
You know,
judges don't want nobody else judging them.
mm,
Ain't that
it,
a blip?
it's so crazy. You know how people, as long as you don't know, it's good. Like I had a pastor one time that just cussed. Oh, Mimi, he cussed a while. And we were in his office and he was just cussing. And these niggas, they ain't shit, this. Oh, he went off. And you know what he said? And if you tell anybody I said it, they won't believe you. Because I'll come back and I'll say you're a liar. And I was just like, nigga, you just sat up here and just cussed. And he said they gonna believe me over they believe you.
And he
Why?
right,
Because these are my members. That's what he said. These are
but it's
my
true.
members. And it is true. And so, you know what? I never told anybody that he was cussing. I just, you know what? I got to my car and said, he be cussing. So I know the first lady be cussing too when she get home too. It just changed my mind. They all be cussing over there because he cussed too freely. It just rolled off, it rolled off. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right, you know. I say be you. Be you.
Hmm.
Be you. I just be you.
A lot of people don't know how to be them. That's problem number one. A lot of people don't know who they are yet. You have some people in their 60s and 70s that have been pretending their entire lives. They still do not know who they are, you know, as a person, as a woman, as a man, as a whatever. So if
right.
you've been pretending your whole life and now it's like, bitch, be you. It's like, I don't want to be her. I I like who this is. This,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody know her. They don't know that other one.
They don't
So
know that.
you, yeah. And a lot of people are not brave enough to be themselves.
Come on, Chris. Chris is quoting scriptures. It says, not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. James 3 and 1. And that is so true. Whoever are teaching, they're going to be held to a higher standard. And that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the problem. We don't want to be authentic enough to say, you know what? Yeah, I fall, but I get up. You know, I think back to Sister Donnie McClurkin. I call her sister. Sister Donnie McClurkin, because I think back how Donnie has tried to portray this as, oh, I'm so delivered and I don't want to be with anybody, or I'm not going to be with anybody because this. And I'm not saying that that's not what he's doing. I'm
No,
not.
he's not. But I'm telling you, when you said the folks that been delivered, because that's one of the ones I used to sing behind child. No, that is they you can't get delivered from what you are attracted to naturally. You can't.
I
It's
so what I have the problem with, Mimi, it's not that people are saying that they're walking in deliverance, but what I have the issue with is those people that have lived the lifestyle that I live that condemn me for still being able to live in my truth.
because they
That's
don't know. But that's the thing. They don't know how to so-called be delivered.
there
You
you
know, I got
go.
to do the quotes on one
Being
hand.
running from
They
being
can't
who.
do it and say, okay, that's who I was. They have to join in with everybody else
But you know what?
because they want
What
to be accepted.
my friend that's on here that's watching this, Sandra said it the other day. We were in the shop and she said, I have a problem. It was either her or her daughter that said it. No, it was Sandra. Sandra said, I have a problem that when a man study talks about that punk, this gay, this gay, this gay, this gay, this gay, this gay. I have a problem with that. She says, because it starts to make me question your sexuality. When you have
Absolutely. But I've often said that.
you have
When
too.
folks be dropping that F bomb like that, they're trying to take the focus off them. You're trying too hard. If you don't say nothing, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you.
I often say that my you can be delivered from who you are just as much you can be delivered from what color you are. You can't. I think he says he wants to say you can't be
I'm about to say, hold up. I don't know about that.
right. I think he says you can't
Okay,
be
there's a little
delivered
typo.
from
It's all
just
right.
as much you can be delivered
You
what color
can't.
you can't. I often say this about my cousin that molested me. Um, and I remember how he used to call me
Child, that
faggot.
wasn't molestation. That was you were sexually violated and raped.
I was, but
Molested sound too nice.
I think back to how, growing up, how he would call me faggots and things of this nature. But then you sleeping with a faggot, you're taking my
This
manhood
the
or
thing. He didn't like the fact that that's what he was.
right. And so now,
Absolutely.
being who I am and being as old as I am and being, free to say
Right.
I love who I love, you know, I think back to all those things, and I haven't seen him in years, years.
Hmm.
And so, and I was just having this conversation the other day. I was like, if God forbid, something happened in the family to where there was a death or something, and he actually showed up, what would the interaction be now? Like, like whenever Jill Scott was in the bathroom. She said, I often wondered what I would do when I saw you. Why did I get married?
Hmm.
She said, would I cuss you out or would I beat that ass or would I just, I wonder now how I would act when I walk up on him and walk into his presence. How would I act?
I know how you would act.
What emotions would come around? I guess Josiah's on here because look at Josiah. Hi, listen.
Mhm.
I would have said hi, Josiah. He talking about hi. So I often wonder, how would I act? You know,
I don't think you would acknowledge. I don't think you would do anything.
you know.
I don't.
I don't know. I
Okay.
I, I I really don't know. And I know that like even with people that have talked about me so bad and said things about me, because of my sexuality or whatever, I often just greet them and hug them and hey, how you doing? So would I greet him and still be like, hey,
No, I
thank
ain't say you agreed him. I ain't say you ain't got to kick it with him. I just
you.
don't. I don't think you would. I don't think it would. I don't think you would be phased either way.
Hmm. I
I
wonder.
don't.
I really, really, really wonder. You
Yeah.
know, uh, I think for the church, as we're ending, we got 5 minutes left, Mimi. Um, it ain't because we don't pay for this, but it's just we try to be respectful of people's time. I want that to put that out because some people got free Zoom, girl, to
Um,
where they get 30-minute meetings. I've been on a couple
Child.
where it's 30 minutes and it cut off. And I was like, what happened? Y'all can use
Hmm.
my show. But
I know
anyway,
I got an account. I don't even use it. I pay for it every damn month.
right. Um, so final thoughts. We have 5 minutes left. Um, my heart goes out to Dwayne Dawkins. Sir,
Yeah.
my heart goes out to you. Um, I want to say something, but I ain't gonna say that.
Well,
Because
shit,
people,
just say it. You done already said what you gonna say it.
sir, I want
Say
to tell
it.
you, my heart. I'm gonna say it. My heart goes out to you. I hate that you were outed the way that you were outed. Nice,
Absolutely.
nice piece, by the way. Nice, you serving the kids. You, that's what I was gonna say. Nice piece. But I hate that it's happening like that. Since then, his wife has disabled her Facebook page, and I can
Yeah.
understand why. Because the people are talking instead of embracing, instead of loving, instead of caring. People are talking. Oftentimes, when we talk about something that we don't know, we end up hurting the person.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about things that we really, really are not previewed to talk about, is when we
Right.
hurt people and we tarnish people and we destroy people.
Right.
So be careful. Look at Africa said the bottom had a nice piece too. Africa, I didn't even look at the bottom's piece. I was too busy on
Which
the
the guy was finished with the day on final thought. You was about to get deep. You about to go.
I
You
was
about. You
Africa.
was.
And so
Get back on track, sir.
mustard street ministry. Okay. Oftentimes, when we are so busy talking, we destroy people, we hurt people, and we push people over the ledge. My prayer for the pastor and the first lady and the children, because somehow we've forgotten the children. My prayer for the pastor, the first lady, and the children is that God will sustain their mental capacity and sustain them mentally. Because the thing about is with your children, regardless of what you're going through, your children suffer more. They suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is people are cruel. They're cruel, cruel, yo, cruel. I'm country, so they're cruel to kids, and the way that they address and when they talk about adults, they doesn't realize that they hurt the kids. I remember whenever people were trying to out me and Jacoby, how they talked about me, and they talked about me to my kids, and they said to my kids, I'll never forget it, and it hurts me still to this day. I hope that I hope that they don't molest you and things of that nature. They said that to my children because of the lifestyle that I chose. And so my prayer for those kids is that somebody would speak life into them and to let them know that their dad still loves them regardless of the decision that he's made or the decision that they both made to be in this covenant together to where she's covering him and he's covering her, because we really don't know the true definition of their marriage. We're not privy,
Absolutely.
and it's not our business to know
Nope.
that. So my prayer for the entire family, and as other people will be outed, just know this: other people will be outed. It may be you tomorrow. It was me yesterday, but it may be you tomorrow. So just remember how you handle people is what you're gonna get too. So be careful how you put your mouth on people. Be careful. But I'm again, yeah, that's my final thought, Mimi. What's
Well,
yours?
mine is piggy. That's what I was gonna say. Just operate in love, and the only thing, my scripture, according to my book, treat people the way you want to be treated. Period. And if we did that, the world would be a much better place.
Much better place. I'm gonna tell you this. Don't go to no church. And I'm not telling nobody to leave a church because I know how people misconstrue things that I say. I've been in a lot of trouble about things that I've said on this platform that I have. But I am gonna say this to you. if you're going to a church to where you can't be who you really, really, really are, then you may need to research another church to where you can be who you are. Be free. Be free in loving who you love and loving God. Because if
The
you
most,
can't, you
yeah,
ain't in no church. You know,
but the most important thing is if you got to hide it, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's what I'm saying.
Africa says leave. Thank y'all for this enlightening discussion. This is good stuff. Keep shining the light. Listen, we love y'all. We do. We really. My goal in life is for people never to hurt the way that I've had to hurt in growing up to be who I've become, and that's truth. And
Hmm.
I want people to be able to operate in freedom. So listen, follow us. Follow us. Oh, we got a new sign, girl.
I know. I'm about to say yes, Brandon. I know he did that.
Follow us on Mimi
That's
and
cute.
Monty in the chair with Monty and Mimi. YouTube Live in the chair with Monty and Mimi, and
Mm.
Facebook Monty and Mimi. Look,
Yeah,
we
that's
both look like
cute.
this because I was looking like what? This the wrong stuff. I'm
That's
telling
it. That Brandon done got creative again.
you,
That thing
Brandon,
like that.
between Brandon and Josiah,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't
with both of them. Yeah, because
both
child, I
of them.
can't.
Mimi,
Hmm.
so listen,
You see, I can't even keep my phone up on the damn stand.
listen. I hope. Hopefully, we get to go live soon. We get to go live
Yeah.
together again. Let's plan that.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do. All right. See how
I think
sexy.
I think we should do it the first of the month show with the letters.
Okay,
That
so
was
with the
fun.
first of the month show, we'll be live together in
Yeah.
person. Already saying we'll be live in person. We'll be back on the 10th floor in the penthouse here.
Yes, and the cute little the little clubhouse. I'm gonna get
Look,
there earlier because last time the man tried chasing with the dog downstairs.
listen, we love y'all. Have a good night. Peace out.
I got something to say. I got something to say.